That's right, fellas. There you see it. Flying Tiger hats, man. Check them out. One for me and one for, well, he's not here tonight, so I guess he doesn't get a hat. um, yeah, so as you can see, I am by myself. No wingman. Goose has left the building. No, he said he had some life stuff going on tonight. Couldn't make it. He said he was sorry, couldn't be here. So this is what you got. But yeah, guys, these are super nice hats from Mr. Guy Caputo over at Flying Tiger. Um, they're very comfortable. Look at the embroidery on that, guys. That is so nice. All embroidered. That's not a patch. That is embroider stitched. I got to get it in the right spot. Get it up close for you guys. There we go. That's really nice, Guy. Thank you so much for that. Also, check out these awesome ink pens that he sent along with that. Let me get that up there for you. Check that out. Flying Tiger himself. It's got the tiger, and then we also, on this side, we have the logo, flyingtiger.com. So, Guy, thank you so very much for sending these out, man. Yes, we do wear hats at the field. These are soft cotton. They're great. If you need to fold it up, stick it in your back pocket, you can. Adjustable strap on the back with the brass closure here for you guys that got big jugs or little jugs or whatever you got. You can adjust that right there. So these are super nice. Show you the inside of it too. It's got vent holes, but the embroidery in these is this ain't cheap, guys, to do this kind of embroidery work. So as always, outstanding guy. You know, you got to form the hat and get it right first, but these are fantastic. We will definitely be wearing these at the field. So yeah, so Wayne had to ditch on me tonight, man, which things come up. I don't know if something's wrong with his AC at his house or what. A lot of people were having problems with that. So, hey, man, I try. It's all for y'all. But hey, I got plenty of hair if I ain't got nothing else. That's one thing I got is I got a lot of hair. Thank God. Yeah. Like I said, he didn't get into it. I didn't ask. So he just said he had something come up, couldn't make it. So he said he was sorry. So hopefully he'll be back here next week. I hope so. But like I said, this is what you got. And I wanted to say very quickly, matter of fact, just condolences and everything to all those in Texas who have lost loved ones, kids, family. I mean, everything. Guys, I can't even imagine, what it would be like. I mean, can you imagine? They said the water rose, what was it, 30 inches in 45 minutes? I mean, that's almost an inch a minute. That's crazy. I mean, over 3 foot, I think it was. No, it was more than 3 feet. Who am I kidding? It was up there. I've seen it on the news so much I can't even remember it all. But I mean, it came like just 30 feet. 30 feet is what it was. 30 feet in 45 minutes. That's almost a foot a minute. The water's coming up. Can you imagine? I mean, and it's in the middle of the night. You're dead asleep. Somebody coming in and going, "Hey, you got to go. The water's rising." And you're looking at them going, "What? What? Ain't no water." And all of a sudden, boom, there it is. I mean, that's almost like a tsunami, coming in on you at night. And these children, I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, I know how I love mine, and I just can't imagine. You have your child at camp having a good time. They're away from you anyway, and then they're swept away and possibly aren't even found yet. I mean, I hope they can find everybody. They said that they're really trying hard. The diligence is there. Like they say, boots on the ground, man. Those people they're giving it everything they got, searching and looking. It's one thing to have something happen, during the daylight hours. That's bad enough. But at night when you're dead asleep, I mean, tornadoes, flooding. I mean, I don't know. At least you can hear a tornado. That flood water was just like that fast, man. And just from what I've seen on TV, the devastation. You think about the people here in the mountains of North Carolina. that was bad enough here. Um, but again, they didn't have the lives lost that they've had in Texas. And the floodwaters just coming in so fast, and they couldn't get out in time, and then the children at camp. It's sad, and I hate it for those families, and heart goes out to them, because nobody wants to ever lose a child, let alone a family member, period. But a child, man, especially a little kid at camp, that's just terrible. So give your prayers and support to those people out in Texas, and think about them every day. Love your kid, man. Love your family, because you never know when something can happen. Um, but with that, yeah, Michael, it sounds like Wayne has his priorities screwed up. Yes, it does, man. But hey, it is what it is, and things happen. Like I said, he could be having to fix. He's constantly working on something at the house. I don't know if he was having AC issues or what, but I know he's had a lot going on with stuff. So he was gone for a month a while back, and I think he's trying to get back settled in and get everything back right. And so anyway, it's all good. I was doing this before him. I can do it now without him. I mean, I miss him dearly. He's one of my best friends, but hey, it's all good. So weather-wise, 4th of July, I hope you guys had a good 4th. That was on Friday last week. Had a lot of firework incidents too, man. I mean, people playing with fire and firecrackers and things that explode, man. I mean, the warehouse that exploded in California, people lost there. It's just been a lot of stuff going on, man. Makes you like, damn, is it a full moon or what? But yeah, all these firework incidents, it makes you wonder, where do these fireworks come from? And well, I don't know. I mean, I know once in a while at 4th of July, you'll have an incident here or there, but it just seems like this year, man, it's been just like wicked crazy with fireworks stuff on TV. Every time you turn around, there's a different place somewhere that's got all these fireworks blowing up and going off. There was another one on the news tonight. Somebody on a boat had a mishap with all these fireworks going off on their boat. So yeah, that's scary, man. That's why I watch from afar, and not to mention, I'd rather spend my money on stuff like this than something that goes boom and it's over and I got nothing to show for it. But some ashes on the ground. I mean, we can get ashes on the ground with these, if we are careful. So, it's one of those things where, I'd just rather watch people, bust their fireworks, and when they're done, I go to bed. And I did get to see a few people doing some stuff. Saw some of the kids out in the cul-de-sac in the neighborhood. They were doing the legal display, so they were cool and they were neat, shooting up sparks and all this stuff. That was pretty neat. And they got done about, I don't know, 10:15, and after that, show was over. So yeah, I went to bed. And then Wayne and I were going to try to fly Friday possibly, and it just, the winds, man. I mean, again, I'll say this, it seems like every show, I've never seen it this consistently windy for this long. And it's like, no, John, I have not, man, because the weather, we had the tropical storm off of our coast that came in Saturday, up around Chapel Hill, North Carolina. They had some flooding from that. Here, fortunately, we had a few periods of hard downpours, a little bit of wind, but nothing bad. But I thought it was going to be worse than it was, really, but it really turned out to be nothing here. I think it was more inland that it was a little worse, but not terribly bad. Yeah, I mean, so of course, like I said, we didn't fly Friday. That was 4th of July, because it was 14 and directly across. Then Saturday, it was windier because of the tropical storm, and Sunday. And so yesterday, still windy. Today, still windy. Man, I'm just telling you, I even have clients now of mine coming in here and saying, what's up with the wind, man? They got places at the beach and they can't even get out on their fishing boats because the ocean is either rough or it's windy. it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. For July, normally you can't buy breeze in July. And here we are, constant winds blowing every day. And it's supposed to be this way all week, all weekend coming up. I think 50% chance to rain Saturday, pretty consecutive winds all through the week, through the weekend. So, man, it's like, no. So I've got props. They should be here from Scale Model Props, I believe, in Florida. They are ordered. I got a 2-blade military prop for the T-28. I have this one. I've shown you guys several times. It'll work. The same size as what I ordered, but it wouldn't look good on there. And if I'm gonna do it, I just went ahead and got a military prop with the yellow tips, black, and it's a 1910. I'm going to put on here to break it in. The RV8s that are sitting in the rack up here, the Old Crow and the yellow and blue scheme. We also have 19.8s that we're going to put on those. Those are just the wooden laminated props we're going to put on there. Yeah, they should be here. I ordered them actually Thursday of last week. Of course, with the holiday and everything, they probably did not ship out. Well, I know they didn't ship out until Monday. So they should be here, I'm guessing probably, hopefully from Florida, maybe unless they're snail mail. I'm hoping Thursday, no later than Friday. And so if that's the case and it's raining or something, maybe we'll get this one broke in. We've got the retracts on the wings back here working properly. I've got the gear doors sequencing properly thanks to Dave's RC Electronics with the sequencer he sent. And once we get everything right, I've got the inside cleaned up on this. The wiring's pretty clean. If you guys could see inside of it, you wouldn't see any wires because I made a carbon board that sits inside all the way to the back of the plane where all batteries for everything sit on neatly and the wires run down through the board and hook in where they need to go, or either they're up top. So everything's just clean. When you look in there, nothing, just carbon. It's just clean as it can be. That's kind of like a Ramey RC kind of thing. I've been watching him building these massive planes, and I'm like, well, I need to do that, with this plane, because there is so much wiring and stuff and everything in this plane that I wanted it to be really clean, because as I've told you guys, I don't like a lot of mess and clutter and squirrel's nest and things like that. So this is actually Mountain RC. In this particular T-28, there is a twin 40. That's what's in here. That's supposed to be a great engine for this plane. As a matter of fact, that's what we're running in the RV8s as well. And one of them is actually an electric start, which is really cool. And it looks like a blower coming out of the top of the cowl. That's sweet. That was my idea. Watch out for wire chafing in the pass-throughs. Yeah, I've got everything. Again, I'm pretty funny about that kind of stuff too. At the final end of cleanup, I'll go in and probably heat shrink everything a couple of times coming through the pass-throughs and things like that. I look out around the motor for vibrations with the ignition, so I wrap all of that very well too. So, yeah, good point though. You can't ever be too careful. Especially like with some of the screws in places, I've got rubber washers around those because that helps to absorb vibrations. Around the cowl, I've got metal washers with rubber behind it. And I did that with several other places in the airplane too that required screws just to help absorb vibration. Anything you can do to cut down on vibration in a gas plane, the better off you're going to be, guys. And I'm talking from your wiring down to your cowling to your screws inside the plane that hold things down. There's a reason they put rubber grommets with servos and things like that. So yeah, I like to use the metal with the rubber backed washers everywhere I can, just for vibration purposes. But yeah, hopefully we'll get this thing broke in. Going to run a couple of tanks of gas through it. So right now, just gas planes sitting here, we've got 3 that's got to be broke in, same props. And once we get the props on them, we can sit there and kind of run them all 3 at one time if we want to, however we want to do it. Just get them up and running, let them sit there and idle and things like that. So yeah, hopefully that's coming. And it's like in talking to Thomas, I told Thomas, I said, man, I hate the weather's been the way it is. He said, man, look, he said, I get it. It's been bad everywhere. Don't rush anything. He said, if you don't feel good about it, don't fly it. And that's how I am, guys. I mean, even if I go to our field and take a plane, I'll take it, put it together, have it sitting there, and you got your cheering squad over here. You gonna fly that plane? Or you gonna let it sit there? You know what? If I'm not feeling it, or I've got something going on in my head or whatever, and I'm just not in a vibe, I won't fly it. I'll take it back apart and put it in the trailer and carry it home. I got to feel good about it. And even if the winds change or they're not right, thank you, John, and I appreciate that sunshine you're throwing around tonight, buddy. Appreciate you so much. I'm not going to fly something just because somebody says, "Well, you going to fly that plane or what?" Yeah, you got to do what you want to do. And if you don't feel good about it, don't fly it. Take it home. There ain't no shame in it. It's going to be in one piece. It's going to look good the next time you come to the field too. So, if the weather's not in your favor, or you just got something in your head, just a bad vibe or a gut feeling, go with your gut, man. Don't fly that plane. What'd you say? I get a hint of bad juju at the field. I'm done for the day. Yeah. I mean, something can just tick you off. It could be something crazy, somebody in your ears, and if you get a bad vibe, or you just get to that spot, yeah, I mean, it's just time to say the heck with it. But with that being said, since I haven't flown mine, I've got a killer video I want you guys to watch, and I'm going to bring it in for you right now. And we'll watch it together, actually. Let me add this in here. And this is Mr. Phil Camp, and he was flying his plane at Bomber Field, and I'm going to show you guys the video. So hang on one second, and I will get this for you. Hold up. Let's see. All right, let's go. Let's turn down the volume a little bit, just in case there's music playing, because they're funny about that. Man, don't that look good? So yeah, so this is Mr. Phil Camp. You guys seen him fly the B-17? And he's flying his with the 40 in it as well. He also has the Sierra gear where I have the JP gear in mine. So I just wanted you guys to know that as well. Blue skies, plane looks good, it's flying good. And like I said, this is at Balmer Field in Texas. Hopefully Wayne and I will get to go there this year. Need to talk to Thomas about that, but we would love to go. And hopefully get to see Phil and Fitz and a lot of other guys that we would love to meet that we only see on YouTube. Phil does a great job of flying this airplane too, and it looks like it flies incredibly well. He says it does. So if it flies as good as the big foam T-28s, or better because it's balsa, then it's going to be a great flying airplane. That's a nice fast pass. Yeah, good job, Phil. He's ripping it, man. Phil's put out a few videos this week, guys. He put out some with the big L-19 Bird Dog from Legend Hobby. That's a beautiful airplane as well. You guys want a big 155-inch airplane? That's the plane. That plane's hitting. And it looks good in the air, and you can't help but see it, right? Yeah, nice roll. Got good response. See, there you go. See, somebody else is firing up a plane, and I know you're at a field, and I know people around you are getting ready to fly too. But man, I like to be able to hear my plane. I can tell what it's doing. If somebody's right beside you while you got the radio in your hand and they're running the engine wide open, that I don't know. I don't think that's good etiquette. That's just me. And especially with an EDF that you're trying to land, I like to be able to hear the EDF as it's coming in to know where kind of things are. And like this plane that you're hearing running now, it sounds like it's right beside the field, man. So Yeah, I don't think the foam T28 can keep up with this one either, Scott. But it's a beautiful plane. I just hope mine will fly that good. And it really sounds good too. And if I'm not mistaken, on this plane in this video, he was flying a 3-blade prop, I believe. And if he was, 2-blade's going to give it more speed. Um, so that's why I'm going to break mine in and fly it a few times with the 2-blade, and then I'll switch back and have the 3-blade for scale. But man, I mean, look how good it flies. It is locked in. And Scott, I've had the E-Flight big T28 foam ones too, version 1 and 2, man, and they did fly great. And hopefully this plane will fly better because it is awesome. It's heavy though. This plane probably weighs 16 pounds, like it sits right now. That's with no fuel or no smoke. Man, that thing looks good, and it's pretty agile. I'm pretty impressed by it. Everybody that's seen this T28 at our field loves it. Got your gear down, coming in nice. Oh, little flare. There we go. Nice, man. Good job, Phil. Somebody with a nice P40 sitting there. Trying to see if he's got the 3-blade on it or not. Hard to tell with it spinning.
Make it a bit down here, babe.
He's got a 2-blade on it. Okay. All right, cool. And there you can see the L19. We'll come back to that shortly because I'd like for you guys to see that one as well. Because that's a super nice looking airplane, and it's not crazy expensive for how big it is either, guys. So if you want a big plane, we'll check out Phil's Bird Dog here shortly because he that plane looks great. 155-inch, I believe, is what that one is. That's a big plane, guys. If you can't see that one, you're not going to see much. You know, let's see. I think the secret to landing with full flaps and carrying a little power to drag it in. Yeah, well, even with the foam, the big foam T28, man, you could put down in barn door flaps and slow her down to a crawl, and she would just almost just sit right down on the ground. Again, we're talking a 16 or more pound airplane compared to a foam plane, but yeah, hopefully with full flaps, she'll creep in, and you just got to keep up enough speed that it don't fall out of the air. That's the biggest thing because she's a heavy bird, man. I'm sure Phil can tell you that. What's up, Phil? I see you're in here, man. Star of the show. Hope you're doing all right. What's up, Michael? Good to see you here tonight, man. Matter of fact, while we're at it, calling out some names, let's roll down the roll call here for everybody. See who we got in here tonight. Let's see. I know we had Mr. John Holligan in here right to start with, throwing around some sunshine. Appreciate that, buddy. Ken Wade, good to see you here tonight, buddy. Maybe we'll get to fly sometime, Ken. The wind here. Ken lives not too far from me, so he knows all about the weather because he was going to try to fly Saturday with us too. Of course, Mr. Phil Camp here. We got Craig Beeben. We have got Scott Monarch, Jay Custer. What's up, Jay? Always hot on the finger on Facebook, man. Appreciate that, buddy. Mountain RC in the house. We need to give you a wrench, buddy. Let's see. We have my mom's in here. Michael Barr. Mom's always asking for thumbs up, so you guys hit that thumbs up, make her happy. Let's see. We have got Paul McNeil, Jeff in Lower Alabama, or LA Jeff, as I like to call him. Hope you're doing well, man. Let's see here. Who else we got in here tonight? Heading down the list. Let's see. We won't miss anybody here. Of course, you know who we're missing. We got Michael Reiska. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you again tonight. Reiska. Gotta like that, man. So of course we don't have Wayne here tonight. But I didn't know until later this afternoon that he had something going on at the house or something. He said, man, I got life stuff. I can't be there tonight. I'm so sorry. I said, not a problem, man. Take care of it. Let's see. Airspeed sensor to know where the stall would happen. Yeah, true that, man. There's so many things you can do with these airplanes, but I like to hear what I'm flying. And I don't care if it's an EDF. I don't care if it's a gas plane, an electric plane. I can listen to what I'm doing and landing something, and it just helps me so much, especially with an EDF. For instance, the A-10 sitting up here in the rack. I've got Nerf whistles in that jet primarily because when I'm coming in to land, I can hear the whistles, and because I don't hear the EDF as well at lower speeds to land, especially if I'm coming in with flaps and I'm coming out of power. But I can hear the Nerf whistles really good, and that just tells me I got enough airspeed. And so I just like to be able to hear what I'm flying when I'm flying, and that's why I don't like to fly. You know, typically, okay, let me rephrase this. If I've got a plane that I'm used to flying, know it like the back of my hand, yeah, I'll go up with 4, 5, 6 guys. I'm no problem. But if it's something I'm not real familiar with, a maiden flight, whatever, I don't want other people running planes and stuff all around me, because I like to be able to concentrate and hear the plane and kind of learn that plane. And don't mean to be snobbish, don't mean to be say, hey man, don't run you mess while I'm flying. I don't mean to be that way, but you know, until you learn the characteristics of a plane, whether it be gas or electric, regardless, I like to hear the RPMs of the motor or engine, and it just kind of gives me a better sense of feel. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you guys feel the same way. Maybe you don't. Again, we're not talking a plane you're familiar with. We're talking something that's you're getting used to it and learning the airplane. Bone induction headphones allow for open ears, work really well. Sound is in the center of your head. Yeah, I can see that too. I can see that. Um, so yeah, you know, these guys that fly with music playing, I couldn't do it, man, because I couldn't concentrate on the airplane. Um, I watched these guys fly 3D, man, and they put in music cranking, and they're young, man. I guess I don't know, and they can rock it out and do all kinds of stuff. I guess it's what you're used to. You know, I've just always been used to listening to my planes, especially in the landing. And even when flying, when I'm coming by at certain speeds, if I couldn't even see the throttle stick, I can hear that jet, especially, and tell if I've got enough power, enough speed to keep it from stalling or tip stalling or whatever. So just me, man. I mean, everybody's different. So, you know, I don't like to fly in front of a crowd personally. If there's a lot of people at the field, that goes back to what I was saying earlier. If I go out to the field, I've got to say a newer airplane or a maiden flight, and I'm looking forward to it. It can be the most perfect calm day. But if I've got a lot of people watching me and talking in the background or talking about what I'm doing when I'm doing it, I don't feel comfortable to fly that airplane because I don't like a lot of eyes on me, because especially during a maiden, I'm already nervous anyway until I get the feel, get that plane trimmed in and everything. And then when you got people in the background talking, laughing, cutting up, joking, or starting a plane, running a plane, it just I lose my concentration and I just can't stay focused like I want to stay. And so that sends my nerves to a different level. And so if there's a lot of people at the field, I won't fly it. I'll put it right back in the trailer and carry it home. And they, oh man, it's a perfect day. Why aren't you going to maiden that plane, man? We want to see you fly that plane. Sorry, I just ain't feeling it. You know, I come up with an excuse, which I'm not going to say, well, it's because you're here. You know, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it, man. Well, it's the perfect day, man. There's no wind. You need to maiden that airplane today. You need to, well, lay some money on the table and I'll fly it. I mean, you know, if you want to pay for it, I'll be happy to fly it for you. Something happens, it's yours. You know, that's just me though. I mean, if I've got a couple of my really close friends, Wayne especially, another couple of guys that I'm tight with are out there with me, hanging out with me. Typically, they're going to be quiet. Wayne will normally stand beside me in case I need some trim or I can't take my eye off of it because it's acting stupid. I'll say, give me some up trim, give me some down, give me whatever, and he'll reach over and click the radio. Um, you know, that's cool. But just a bunch of people, noise in the background, laughing, joking, cutting up, running planes, starting planes, tinkering, yelling, screaming, hot, what, nah. I'll put it in the trailer and I'll carry it home. Ain't got no shame in it. Because guess what? It's still pretty when it gets home. It's still in one piece, and I can go another day and fly. So, you know, just me. How do you guys feel? What's your thoughts? Are you that way? Do you like a crowd when you fly? I mean, like I say, if you got a big plane you're very comfortable with, nice crowd, hey man, no problem. Throw that baby up in the air. Let me do a show for you guys. I got certain jets that I'll throw up and I'll rip it, man, right down to the ground and shoot it straight up in the air. I love to put on a show with a plane I feel good about. And if something does happen, no problem. It happened. You know, that was my fault. That was dumb thumbs, whatever you want to call it. But you know, again, it's one of those things where, you know, I like to put on a show too with a plane I'm comfortable with, but not stuff I'm not comfortable with. So, but, um, you know, yeah, I mean, again, mountain, I don't mind flying with really tight knit friends that I know their flying patterns. I know their characteristics. I know how they fly with me, like Wayne and 4 or 5 other guys that I'm comfortable with. We'll go up and have a gaggle and we'll have a good time. Matter of fact, I got to give you a wrench, man, because I appreciate you being in here tonight. I don't have a problem with them because we stay off of each other. We give each other plenty of room. You know, we do like we're supposed to. But you know, when you've got strangers, no, I don't like to fly with strangers either, man. So I want it to be people that I feel very comfortable with myself, and that I know what they're going to do, and they're not going to be on top of me. And if we say stay in a pattern and stay together, that's what we do. Nobody's deviating. Jay says I only fly with certain people I trust, and I like my maidens by myself. Bingo. There you go. Or like I said, with Wayne or a couple other friends that are tight knit that are going to sit back, be quiet, and let me land that plane before they say anything. That's the few people that I like. Very select people. And I just think it's proper etiquette, man. Personally, you know, that's just I try. Even if I know, I don't care who it is. If it's Wayne or whoever doing a maiden flight, even if I'm filming it, I'll keep my mouth shut until he lands that airplane, just because anything can happen. Let me see. Where is, I'm looking here for, well, I saw it a while ago. Where are you at here? How far? Let's see. Trying to find Mountain RC because I got to give him a wrench, man, because he's coming in and hanging out with us. I got to find him in the chat here on my phone so I can do this. There it is right there. All right, let's add moderator. There you go, buddy. You got your wrench. So now whenever you say something, your name shows up in blue and you got a wrench. You're the winner. Yeah, so I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you very much. And tell your friends, shout it out. like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Because really, you guys are what makes this channel, man. I mean, Wayne and I are here goofing off, acting silly. We actually had somebody that said in a video one night that we posted. It was a video clip. I think it was a short maybe that we put up, and they said something about quit acting so goofy and tell us how to fix the problem. And we showed them in the video what the problem was and how we fixed it. We had to take the radio apart to fix the ratchet screw for the throttle in my new radio because it wasn't ratcheting, and the screw to do it from the outside was not working because I guess when they put it together, they didn't put the screw in far enough to thread it, so it was just spinning, right? So we took the radio apart. Well, when the video we did, we were acting goofy. Wayne's like, "Oh God, we're going in for surgery." Blah blah blah. You know, well, the guy commented and said, "You know, why be so goofy, and tell us what the problem is or how you fixed it, and then why would you open a radio and void the warranty when you know?" Okay, so I basically wrote him and I said, "Well, you know." Because it was one of them things I'm thinking, goofy. Okay, well, we're having fun. I said, first of all, we're having a good time at what we're doing. Secondly, um, why send a radio back that could take 3-4 weeks to fix and get back when it's a matter of opening something and tightening the screw from the inside? We fixed it in a matter of what, a minute and a half, 2 minutes. And yeah, we acted silly the whole time because we were having fun like we were doing surgery on it, but we took care of it, put it back together. I mean, you ain't got to send everything back to Horizon Hobby and wait for them to tell you either they are or they ain't going to fix it. And wait 2 to 3 weeks to get your radio back. I won't into doing that, man. So you can't please everybody. It don't matter what you do. You know, people say, "Oh, you quit acting goofy." Well, we're having fun, man. I mean, if you can't laugh at yourself and have a good time, then what the heck, you know? I told him, I said, "Dude, you need to lighten up a little bit and take a chill pill. Sit back and laugh at life, man." You know, I mean, it just is what it is. Let's see. 45% of the show left, and I haven't mixed epoxy. I hear you, man. Let's see. 100% of my focus is on the flight. 1 or 1,000 people watching. Don't care. My job is a safe operation of my aircraft. Hey, Phil, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you can do it. I saw how damn nervous you were when you flew that B-17. I could feel your pucker power, man. I mean, so you were nervous, buddy, and I feel you on that one because I know that was a scary flight for you on that big aircraft, especially with every rivet you put on there. You felt every rivet, okay? And that's the thing too. You know, the more we put into these airplanes time-wise, the higher the pucker factor goes up too. You know, if you take an airplane, if you wrap it, if you go in there and rivet it like Phil did with all these thousands of rivets, each one hand done. If you, you know, I mean, paint it, repaint a color scheme, or even a foam plane or jet. I've done custom paint jobs on brand new jets right out of the box. Totally customize them, paint them, weather them. And yeah, that maiden flight, it's more nerve wracking because you've got not only, you know, the plane at risk, but you've got all the hours that you have spent airbrushing or painting or doing whatever to this plane that could go up and or down in a matter of seconds. So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I just, I don't know. And like, again, we've talked about this in the show too. A lot of guys, well, I don't put stickers and all this until I made it and get it all trimmed in. Well, that ain't me, fellas. When I take one out of the box, I'm going to make it look as good from that day forward as it's ever going to look. And I'm going to maiden it when I'm done with it. And what happens, happens. You know, I've had several guys come out to the field and they even put decals on a plane. And I'm like, man, where's your decals? I'm going to wait till I made it and get it all trimmed in case something happens. I'm like, well, mine's going to look good on the maiden flight. And hopefully it'll look good the next flight, the next flight, the next flight. But I'm going to make it look good from day one, man. If I'm going to put it out there on the field and show it off, I'm going to show it right. So, you know, yeah, take a picture first, Scott. Exactly. That's like my free wing, what is it? My 90 millimeter F-16 came out of the box with the Falcon Gray, right out of the box, man. I did it Arctic camo. I put the Alaskan aggressor scheme. My wife made the decals. Um, the whole thing looks just like the 70 millimeter, but it's a 90. I mean, because I took the 70 millimeter pictures and top and bottom, front and side, and everything, and mimicked my 90 millimeter to be identical because I love the Arctic aggressor schemes. And then my wife, she did vinyl work. So she did all of the Arctic aggressor schemes to scale to fit the plane perfectly. Um, it's my showpiece. I got to say, I've flown it about 4 times, and it's now a hanger queen because it is my showpiece. I love that jet and just the look of it, and being that I can't, fix it without having to repaint this, repaint that. I just let her sit there and look good. I'd rather buy another one and fly it unpainted than to mess that one up. you know, um, that's another thing with the A10 sitting up here. I have said many times I want to paint it in the Arctic aggressor scheme because I love the FMS version of the A10. I just like the free wing better because I think it's a better jet as far as overall quality, fit, finish, the whole 9 yards. Um, so that's just that's just me. I think it's a nicer jet. So I've thought numerous times about painting the version 1 I had, and then Ken Wade bought that one, and I got the version 2, and I swear I keep going, man, I want to paint that thing. I want to paint it. I want to airbrush it because that's how I did my other ones, all airbrush and everything. So um, you can't fly the money though, man. Deck it out and send it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You make it look good. Hell, let it look good the first time it flies. Let it look its best. I'd be like, what do they say, putting lipstick on a pig? Well, you want that pig to look cute when it's first out. You know what I mean? So I want my pig to look good when it heads out to the sky. When that pig flies, I want it to look good. Um, so yeah, I've got some stuff in the airbrush works right now. As a matter of fact, you guys hopefully will see before too terribly long. Working on a big project and trying to get it all tightened up. I got right much to do, but it's coming along, and I think it's going to be very nice actually. I'm doing that for a friend that I will eventually unveil to you guys before I send it out to them. So I think you'll like that too. Um, I love to airbrush, as we've talked about on here before too. To me, it's just very creative. I can do so much more detail and things like that with an airbrush. Now don't get me wrong, I use a rattle can on large areas a lot of times, or for a primer spray or whatever. But as far as camo and things like that, I tape off and use an airbrush, man, because I can kill it. And then panel lines, details, weathering, things like that, I can do some work with an airbrush. If you take the right air pressure with an airbrush and water down the color of your darker paint enough and spray it in the right direction, it looks like a true run on that airplane in a panel line. And then you can just take air with the gun and blow the paint. So it actually drifts off the plane like true liquid coming out of that airplane would. And then, as I've told you guys, most of the time when I get done with something like that, I go over it with either matte, ultra matte, matte, satin, or gloss polyacrylic. To me, there's nothing better. I've never had problems with yellowing, but I don't let my planes sit out in the sun. It kills me when I see guys with foam planes sitting in the sun. I just want to go, man, put that plane in the shade, dude. You got all this shade under here. Put it in the shade because it will gator in a heartbeat. Now the X-Fly J65, that plane sat out on asphalt for a 4 or 5 day jet event in Wilson, North Carolina, and did not gator. That's one reason I bought the J65. I've never seen foam sit on asphalt, black asphalt, for that length of time in 100-degree weather and not gator, and it didn't. So that was pretty impressive. So do you spray or paint on clear coat? I've done both. Polyacrylic is a clear coat and it's water based, and that's why I love it because you use it. I typically put it on with a foam brush. The little foam brushes you can get in different sizes from about 1 inch wide 2 inches wide, 3 inches wide, and they've got the point. They come down to a taper point on the end. Those work incredibly well for doing on polyacrylic on airplanes or wood or anything for that matter, because the foam brush, it doesn't streak and leave brush marks. And if you do it properly, polyacrylic will dry to the touch in about 20 minutes. You can also dry it with a medium heat blow dryer. It'll dry a lot quicker. It is water cleanup, and it works wonderful. It gives a hard shell to your foam planes. And like I said, it comes in ultra matte, matte, satin, or gloss. And the ultra matte is really good if you want a plane, a jet, whatever, and you don't want any shine whatsoever. You just want a good, protective, clear shell to keep the plane from getting dents and dings as bad. The polyacrylic is my go-to. I have sprayed it through a sprayer. Um, I have put it on with a foam brush most of the time because it doesn't streak, and you don't have to worry about propellants like you do with a aerosol can. So with that being said, if you are going to paint an airplane, foam airplane, before you ever put spray paint on it, if you will polyacrylic that entire airplane with a foam brush, 1 or 2 good coats, it will not gator when you spray it with an aerosol can, because you now have a shell on that foam. The propellants in spray paint is what causes foam planes to gator if you're too close to it when you spray it. Now, if you stay back, a foot, foot and a half, and let the paint fall on the foam, you typically will not get gatoring from a spray can. But if you get too close with it, that plane's going to gator, and it's because of the propellants in the aerosol can. So basically, the polyacrylic gives you a shell on the airplane, which keeps the propellants, should you get too close, from gatoring the foam. I mean, that's just as easy as that. And if you guys ever want to touch up an airplane and you have a old can of spray paint and it quits spraying after a while, or you crash a plane or you ding it and you want to, go back and touch it up, but the spray won't spray or whatever. If you will take a drill and drill it to the top of the can, a hole about 1/8 of an inch, and let any propellants out of that can, let the can sit for 24 hours on a table so all the propellants come out. Cut the top of the can off and pour it in a paint jar. Stir it up real good, or shake it up a little bit in the can just to loosen up all the paint. Pour it in a jar. That paint will last you a long, long time in a jar, and you can use a brush. You can use it in an airbrush if you dilute it properly with the proper dilutant. Don't just throw away spray paint because it won't spray anymore or the tip's clogged. There's ways around that. If you want to use that paint on something else, you can, and you can get rid of the propellant by just drilling a hole in the top of the can. But shake it up really good first before you drill the hole, and then, that way the paint's mixed up good. Drill the hole, let out the gas, the propellant, let it sit 24 hours to make sure it's all out. Pour it in a glass jar. You can put the marble in there with it if you want to, so when you swirl it around in the jar, it'll mix the paint better. Leave the lid off of the jar for another 24 hours, because that allows any extra propellant or vapors to come out of that paint, and then you can seal it up and you're golden. And that paint will keep for a long time in that jar, and you can use it in many different ways. So just in case you didn't know that, I hate throwing away anything. I save more crap because you never know when you're going to need it. I save pieces of clear plastic. I mean, I've got more, stuff you cut things out of at Harbor Freight, the plastic it comes in or whatever. I save the plastic, the clear plastic, because it's almost like Lexan, and you can heat form it. Should you need a window for a plane, or should you need a piece of that plastic for whatever, you can use that clear plastic in many ways if you got it. Now, you can mix epoxy on it and then throw it away. It's great for mixing epoxy on. So any clear plastic that you guys ever have, especially if it looks like, when you cut it off the cardboard, if it looks like a little tray or whatever because something was in it, save it. I mean, I save pieces of styrofoam. I save foam blocks out of the engine boxes that these gas planes come, the foam blocks. I'll show you why right here. You guys may have seen this or done this before, but I'll show you why I save it. This is actually from one of the Stinger engines. And this is exactly why I saved this, because it's got compartments in it. You can stick screwdrivers into it down in the side. I've got Phillips on one side, flathead on the other. I've got trays and compartments back here for all different markers and ink pens and sticks and dowels, fingernail files, X-Acto knives. I've got epoxies in this compartment. I've got, this is heat activated Loctite. I've got oil, CA, thick and thin, kicker. I've got all of my, where's it at? These are really cool. This is Harbor Freight too. These are all variation sizes of tweezers right here, guys. They all come in a pack from Harbor Freight. So these things are really cool because unlike styrofoam, these are that softer, or actually it's a better foam. You know what I'm talking about. It's that you can kind of squeeze it a little bit, but these come with all of your engines and you get a top and a bottom. So these work great for storing stuff in and, organizing, especially sitting up on your desk when you're trying to work on planes and stuff and you can reach right up and grab something. I just like to be organized. Sorry. I can't stand looking for something and go, where did I put that? Or where is it? I mean, even my drawers in this desk, everything in here is organized. I got scissors and cutters and certain things in one basket. I've got, lighters for, heat shrink or whatever in another basket. I mean, every drawer is organized because I can't stand to fumble around looking for something. And when I get done with it, I put it back where I got it, because that way I might need it again in 10 minutes, but it's right back where it was and where it's supposed to be. So that's a little OCD tidbit there for you. It's a blessing or a curse. I don't know which, but I know I tend to be OCD, but I'm okay with that. So yeah, I'm very organized, and that's why the inside of my airplane is clean as a whistle, man. You don't hardly see no wires inside this airplane. Everything's covered, hidden, and easy to get to because the carbon tray is 4 screws, and they come out with a one of the what do you call it? It's not star pattern, but it's one of these particular drivers right here. Yeah, these type comes out. Got 4 of those in there, and they hold it in place so it's not going anywhere. All my batteries are Velcroed in a line straight across right behind the gas tanks for weight. So yeah, when you open that plane, she's clean, man. Every plane I got is that way though. So and this is another thing I do too. You guys may laugh at. Everything is labeled. Notice the green tape. I don't have a label printer, so I just use painter's tape, and I write on everything what it is, left, right, aileron, flap, whatever it is. I label it. So when I go to put a plane together at the field, I'm not guessing which extension goes to what. This is a left aileron. This coming out of the receiver is a left aileron. I've seen guys mess up that way, and they don't find out until they're in the air, or they don't test check enough on the ground. I like to get it put together right the first time because I don't have to take the wings back off of it again or mess with this or mess with that. It's all plugged in and everything's labeled. So yeah, just OCD kicking in, but I'm okay with that. I like it. Keeps me organized. So with that, fellas, hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Sorry Wayne wasn't here. Maybe I told you something you didn't know. If I didn't, I'm sorry. I try. But I hope you guys have a good, safe rest of your week. Again, keep the people out in Texas in your prayers. They're going to need it. A lot of recovery to go there with all the people missing and the ones still missing. So, think about them. Like I said, keep them in your prayers and pray for them, because that's a hard thing to try to get past, is losing loved ones, and especially your children that are somewhere they're supposed to be having a good time and fun, So Hey, man, I'm glad you found the show too, and I'm glad you're here. And I hope to see you again next week. Tell your friends, tell them to come join us, hang out with us. Typically, we talk about stuff here that we've learned, and we try to pass on to you guys. And hopefully, you'll take some tips from it. And you can always feel free to drop something in the comments if you've got a tip, because somebody here don't know it, and we always like having that. So my next door neighbor stole a lot of my RC tools. Well, Tom, that ain't good, man. That's not good at all, unless they're a friend. If they're a friend, then go back and get them. Um, thanks, Jay. I appreciate you, buddy, as always. And I hope you guys have a great, safe week. Maybe the weather will get better for us here in North Carolina soon, and we can get out and get some flying and some videos, because we got a lot of planes to make for you guys. Wayne's got the yak ready to go from Legend Hobby. Oh, and one more last thing, guys, and I'll let you go. The container for Legend Hobby is coming in late August, and the last container will be coming in later on in the fall, and it'll be the last container of 2025. So if there's something you want, especially if it's pre-order or whatever, you need to go ahead and get it and get a pre-order on it or whatever you need to do, because I think there's only a couple more times that boat's coming in before the end of the year. So if you got a Santa Claus wish or whatever, it's kind of crazy to be talking about that in July, but it is what it is. So keep that in mind, guys, and be ready to hit that button and make that purchase, man, and go ahead and get it here so you can start working on it. Well, you guys have a great week, and be safe. Get some flying in, and might show you video on here. Thanks, Phil Camp, for his great video of his T28, and we'll show some more of his stuff coming up probably next week. So you guys have a great week. Be safe, and I will see you next here.